She claimed she aborted her baby at 9 months. In this country, there is no law against that. So CNN, a South Korean blogger who claimed to have terminated her pregnancy at 36 weeks, is being investigated for murder in a case that is prompted horror in South Korea and raised urgent questions about why the country has no abortion laws. Seoul National Police began investigating the woman in July at the request of the South Korean government after she posted a video to YouTube purportedly documenting her experience of getting an abortion. Police told CNN. Abortions past 24 weeks are banned in many jurisdictions or reserved for very exceptional cases, such as the fetal anomalies or when the mother's health is at risk. But in South Korea, there's no laws governing when, where, or how abortions can take place, and there have not been for almost 4 years. It's a policy vacuum that experts say not only opens the door to potential malpractice, but also hinders access to safe abortions, with women and doctors forced to navigate a state of legal uncertainty. In a joint statement, the coalition of 11 South Korean women's organizations and NGOs slammed the government for pursuing women who terminate the pregnancies rather than improving access to abortion care. There's nothing short of the pathetic and serious attempt to evade their responsibility and shift blame, the statement said. The protesters hold a placard reading "Abolish punishment for abortion" as they protest the South Korean abortion laws in Gwanghwamun Plaza in Seoul on July 7, 2018. A 2019 court ruling decriminalizing abortion was a major win for reproductive rights advocates seen here protesting in Seoul on July 7, 2028. 2018. A legal hold on more than 6 decades that performing an abortion in South Korea was the crime punishable by up to 2 years in prison, with limited exceptions for rape, incest, and threat to the health of the mother or the baby. The pregnant woman who chose to terminate could also be jailed for up to 1 year. But in 2019, South Korea's constitutional court overturned that ban, giving the National Assembly until the end of 2020 to enact new abortion laws, which the court recommended should include a term limit of 22 weeks. When the registrator failed to meet that deadline, the criminal provisions around abortion expired, effectively legalizing abortion at any stage of pregnancy. The National Assembly proceeding whole in Seoul. By not passing abortion laws, the National Assembly is not doing its job, said Cho Hee-kyung, a law professor at Hong-Ik University in Seoul. If there is no law criminalizing the conduct, then there is no crime for carrying out that conduct, Cho said. Decriminalization of abortion was the major win for reproductive rights advocates who at the time faced stern opposition from conservative and religious groups, some linked to the U.S. anti-abortion campaigns. But their victory has been dampened by what's come or hasn't come in the years since. Since the criminality of abortion was banned, we have been asking the Health and Welfare Ministry to classify abortion as a right of health, not just a subject of punishment, and to come up with policies, said Na Young, a representative for SHARE, an organization in South Korea that provides services related to the sexual and reproductive health and right. But no new policies have passed. Instead, the debate in the National Assembly about the abortion policies have faced a renewed opposition from religious groups, which hold the power sway with the lawmakers in the country where traditional gender norms dominate. In a statement, posted to its website in June, the country's Ministry of Justice said the direction, details, and the timing of the revision of abortion laws have not yet been decided, and that it needs to consult with the Health and Welfare Ministry, which oversees the Maternal and Child Health Act. The Ministry of Justice will do its best to discuss the issues so that the right to life of the fetus and the right to health and the right to self-determination of a pregnant woman can be harmonized, the statement added. The Health and Welfare Ministry told CNN that it will actively support the legislative process with the current National Assembly, as proposed revisions had all expired with the end of the previous parliament term in May. Changing attitude to abortion. Despite the country previously having highly restrictive abortion laws, abortion has not historically been the lightning rod in South Korea that it has been in the United States. Between the 1960s and the mid 2000s, the South Korean government strongly emphasized family planning to curb population growth, to the point that abortion was seen as the alternative method of the birth control, said Cho, the law professor. Social stigma placed open single and unwed mothers also facilitated the hushed acceptance of abortion, she said. Even police officers and their wives, the prosecutors and their wives and mistresses are getting abortions. While abortion has long been allowed to operate in the shadows, authorities began cracking down on the procedure in the mid 2000s. Doctors were charged with performing abortions, prompting a court challenge that sought to safeguard the right of the woman to seek the abortion and for doctors to provide them. The social worker cares for the baby at the Jusarang Community Church in Southern Seoul on May 24, 2017. At the same time, South Korea's birth rate are dropping, and the government was seeking ways to boost the population, along with the new forms of contraception that could prevent pregnancies. The public mood towards the abortion shifted, according to Cho. It's not something that people take lightly, and people might tend to see it as being somewhat irresponsible, she said. If overpopulation had once prompted the government to push abortions, South Korea was now dealing with the opposite problem. South Korea's fertility rate was 0.72 children per woman in 2023, according to the government figures, far below the 2.1 rate of the OECD estimates the country needs to achieve population stability without immigration. By comparison, the fertility rate in the US and 1.7 in 2022, according to the World Bank. Fertility rate below 1.5 can plunge countries into the trap where low fertility drives the population aging and economic stagnation, further deterring childbearing and driving the fertility rate lower. It's impossible to know the true number of abortions that take place each year in South Korea because the procedure is unregulated. There's no reliable historical comparison because back when abortion was still a crime, patients would pay hospitals in cash so there was no official record saying Nayeon from Shea. But According to estimates from South Korea's Institute for Health and Social Affairs, the number of abortions has fallen drastically in recent decade from the estimated 241,411 in 2008 to just 32,063 in 2020, the last year for each statistics are available. The advocates say the true abortion rate is likely much higher. Abortion pills banned. In the absence of clear regulations, women and abortion providers currently operate in the gray area, with little guidance as to what is permitted and what might break other laws. The credible information about where to get the abortion is hard to come by, and the procedure is not covered under the country's public health system. Often, women will rely on word of mouth to find a clinic that will perform an abortion, at a cost of hundreds of dollars that they must pay out of pocket. Said Susan Song-eun Beristain, an officer in the Women's Rights Division for Human Rights Watch. Women are really suffering, said Beristain. They've been waiting for 5 years for something to change. While surgical abortion is now technically legal, abortion medication, which offers the safe, affordable, and effective way to terminate the pregnancy is its easy stage, is not, underscoring the difficulty women in South Korea still face in the exercising their reproductive right. The mifepristone tablets are seen in Planned Parenthood Clinic in Ames, Iowa on Thursday, July 18, 2024. In May, a South Korean court rejected the appeal by Women on Web, WOW, the Canadian NGO that delivers abortion pills by mail, and digital rights organization OpenNet Korea, to open access to the WOW website. WOW website, which has been blocked in South Korea since 2019. Access to WOW website was blocked at the order of Korea's Communication Standard Committee, which oversees broadcasting content and the internet, for violating the Pharmaceutical Affairs Act by selling the abortion-inducing pill mifepristone. The committee told CNN. Mifepristone blocks the progesterone hormone needed for the pregnancy to continue. When taken with another drug called misoprostol, it can end the pregnancy up to 10 weeks, but both medicines are on the World Health Organization's list of essential medicines. WW has filed a final appeal to the Supreme Court. By blocking the website of such an organization, the government is rather creating an environment where people need to look for unofficial and unsafe pills, Nayeon said. No drugs to terminate pregnancies are approved for use in South Korea, and the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety told CNN none are being reviewed for potential sale. In their statement, the 11 women's organizations and NGOs said abortion pills were predominantly available on the black market. In this point, it is not an exaggeration to say that the government has actually deepened the condition that lead to more late-term pregnancy terminations and anonymous birth, the statement said. Entrenched gender norm. While South Korea has done little to support women who want to end their pregnancy, the government has added new support to encouraging pregnant women to carry their babies to term. In July, South Korea began offering counseling services to pregnant women, and new mothers experience economic, physical, and psychological difficulties. In recent report, the government cited what It said there were several success stories, including the case of a woman who decided not to have the abortion after learning of the added support available to her. Other advocates are skeptical that more liberal abortion laws will pass soon because of society's attitude towards the woman. The pedestrians holding umbrellas crossed the street in Seoul, South Korea on Monday, August 5th, 2024. Korea's fertility rate is the lowest in the world at 0.72 children per woman in 2023. South Korea has the worst gender wage gap in the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, called OECD, and has bottomed out Economist Glass Ceiling Index, which measures the role and influence of women in the workforce for more than a decade. The country's president, Yoon Suk-yeol, was elected 2 years ago, pledging to abolish country's gender equality ministry and court support from young anti-feminist men. Women are still seen as the main caretakers of the home of the children, Bergsten from HRW said. It is very old kind of gender stereotype that still going very strong in South Korea. It's unclear what motivated the YouTuber post about her experience online. The police told CNN they analyzed the video to track down the woman who is in her 20s and the hospital allegedly involved in the procedure. The doctor who allegedly performed the abortion was the obstetrician brought in from another hospital, police told the CNN-affiliated YTN, adding that the unnamed hospital initially falsely said it was one of their own doctors. Along with the woman and the doctor, police are investigating at least 5 other medical staff who allegedly participated in the abortion, and the broker, YTN reported. Police told CNN the woman's hospital record said the baby was stillborn, but that she'd also admitted to getting an abortion. If there's enough evidence to prove the baby was born alive, the woman could be charged with the murder, said Cho, the law professor. Police will have to find evidence of the other crimes beyond the abortion to place charges in this case, she said. I think it's difficult to prosecute either doctor or the woman for abortion because the crime of abortion doesn't exist anymore. CNN's Kim Ji-yeon, Lee Soo-young, and Yoon Jong-seo contributed to this report.